Hello, hi, this is Dr. Ken Muich, the Fibromyalgia Wellness Center. And about a half hour ago, I left another video message reminding everybody that we're going to be getting together talking about another very, very interesting subject today concerning fibromyalgia and telomeres or telomeres. It depends on who you talk to and how they like to pronounce it. It's very, very interesting. Telomeres, it's from Greek words end parts, so the end of something. In this case, what we're talking about is the best way to explain it would be look at shoelaces. Okay, so you have shoelaces here, and at the ends of those shoelaces, you know these little plastic caps here, so that the shoelaces don't unfurl. Okay, so that's really in effect. Now these are not telomeres, but that'll give you an idea of what we're going to be talking about. Okay, so the telomeres are at the end of chromosomes or twisted DNAs called a double helix. I'm not going to go into more detail than that, other than the fact that these are essential, okay, for our existence, especially cellular existence. You know, the rougher we are with our bodies, the more difficult it is for bodies to regenerate properly, and especially cells. You know, cells after a certain period of time, like every year, your body regenerates. So your whole body is a whole new body, believe it or not, because cells don't last forever. They die off. And when they come back, okay, depending upon how you have treated these cells, they'll either have good telomeres or bad ones. Bad ones are when they start to shorten. Now, telomeres, just because of aging, will shorten in themselves. Okay, why are these important? Well, let me explain to you like this. You have chromosomes and they twist together, and they're the DNA, so to speak. Okay, and what this does actually, it carries genetic information such as growth, development, and reproduction for all living cells, not just humans here. We're talking about anything that has cellular life to it, okay? Whether it be animal or plant, really, when you look at it. So this double helix, in effect, twisted around in a form of like shoelaces, so to speak, actually, can either have, like I say, long or short telomeres. So what is that based upon? Well, just aging in itself, again, like I say, will adversely affect these and shorten these. But research, actually, it started in 1933 from some Nobel Prize winners that actually found this. By the way, there's over 20,000 studies done on telomeres and counting. That's how important this is. Why? Because obviously we live with age. There's the chronological age. I'm 23. I'm 70. I'm 42. Whatever, okay? But then there's the biological age, and the biological age is what you really want to look at, not just your age. So you've heard, 60s are like the 40s and 70s or so forth and so on. Yeah, well, that's kind of true, really, if you've taken care of your body, okay? But if you haven't, and there's a number of things that adversely affect this, we'll get to in just a few moments, your aging chronologically will be shortened, because your biological age, how you've taken care of yourself, has been adversely affected. So there's a number of different things. Obviously, our body is constantly faced with free radicals. All the things that the air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat, all the additives for the food and the medicines that we take, and all the stresses and strains, all adversely affect the telomeres, or the ends of the chromosomes in the DNA. And so in the transfer of that growth and development and reproduction is actually stilted. So that's why in some families you'll have actually weaknesses that are evolved when you talk about the distribution of new family members. Maybe they're not as strong. They have more illnesses and sicknesses and diseases because the body's not strong enough. So what are these things here? They can shorten or can lengthen. So what actually shortens them? Well, I mentioned some of them. A lot of free radicals, but also stress, the physical, emotional, chemical stresses that your body is being placed under on a regular basis, whether it be work or whether it be family, or maybe the medicines, additional medicines you're taking, molds and spores. Hey, I've talked about this with fibromyalgia patients. All of these things. Remember what I said? I said, physical, emotional, chemical traumas, and so this is stresses placed on your body. Okay. Also, the things such as smoking, obesity, and you've got lack of exercise, poor diet. A lot of it has to do with lifestyle, okay? And so that's what we try to do with fibromyalgia patients. The fibromyalgia patients in themselves are under a lot of duress just because of, number one, the stress. A lot of them because they can't exercise. Obviously, they have a overweight problem. Many times obesity I've seen that has come in the clinic. You can't expect a fibromyalgia patient to go out and just exercise. If they try to do that, oftentimes I don't see them for a couple of weeks because their body is not able to cope with it. If you're already smoking, very, very bad. Okay, it just leaches something out of your system I bet you didn't even know about, and that was vitamin C. Vitamin C is literally leached out of your system if you do a great deal of smoking. The exercise inference, look, any exercise that you can get, whether or not you're a fibromyalgia patient or not, would be of extreme importance for you. Now, what am I talking about? Well, even at walking, okay, stretching, all these things are very, very important, especially those people that we have on fibromyalgia in our protocol. As they're going through the protocol, they start feeling better, and they start doing more and more activities and exercises, so we try to add those on to individuals. The fat density is important to evacuate out of your system. It is inflammatory, as I mentioned numerous times. So, what are the things that can increase your telomeres? And you'll be very, very interested in finding out about this. There's something resveratrol, and that's usually found in red wine, okay? But it's also found in other things, such as raisins, acai, which I've been trying more and more often. Now they have acai at a lot of places where you can actually mix it with good yogurt and so forth and take it. It really seems to be great for your body. Purple grapes, very, very important. Now, they haven't really found a lot about the white grapes or light grapes, but the deep ones, they seem to have resveratrol, and those are the ones, obviously, that produce wine. So, obviously, that fits together. Although fibromyalgia patients can't do it, I'm going to give you some things that can increase, that they know of, that increases the telomeres, such as green tea. Sorry, if you have a fibromyalgia patient, it's considered a plant, and so you can't have it, but still, that's one thing that, as I thought I'd mention to you. Another thing that's extremely important, glutathione. Glutathione is your super antioxidant, and it actually neutralizes free radicals in your body. It's the mother of all super antioxidants. There is one other one that is produced by your body, SOD, superoxide dismutase, that also picks up free radicals, but glutathione is really big. And glutathione is being used more and more in studies for a lot of different conditions, especially Parkinson's, where a doctor actually has shown that the injections of glutathione in an individual can many times neutralize a Parkinson's symptoms. However, problem with that is that glutathione injected into your system, one way or another, whether it be injections or oral or some other form, has about a 30-minute half-life, which means it doesn't stay in your system very long. See, if you have a glutathione weakness, so to speak, it's that your body's not producing enough. Your body produces glutathione naturally, but with a lot of free radicals and a lot of illnesses and so forth you're going through, it can't produce enough that is needed. So there are other options that we have that actually in our clinic that stimulate the cells to produce high levels of glutathione. If you're interested in that, let me know. I'm not here to sell products, but I am here to explain to you that there are options to different things that you take. You know, my brother, sorry to say, has Parkinson's, and I actually referred him to a doctor down in Florida that actually does injections of glutathione. But because, number one, he lives in Illinois, number two, he'd have to constantly be going down there, number three, the cost was prohibitive. So there are a lot less expensive ways to get glutathione in your system. You get glutathione in your system, I'm telling you, I actually do this myself. And at the age of 72 years young, I haven't been sick for years because I keep my glutathione high and my free radicals in a lower level, shall we say. Vitamin C, extremely important. As I mentioned to you, vitamin C is leached out of your body quite easily, quite readily, I'm sorry to say, because of the fact that, again, it doesn't stay in your body that long, and yet the benefits for vitamin C are extremely important, especially for your immune system. So just general fruits, are great. I would stay off the juices, however. Juices are very, well, you know, there's so many stores that have orange juice and grapefruit juice, so forth and so on. Look, get some fruit and squeeze it yourself, or eat the fruit, because once the juice is out of the, so to speak, out of the fruit, which it is, then it starts losing its capacity, and it's not as strong, and it's not as beneficial. So regular fruit would be excellent. Vitamin D3 is extremely important. That is, if you want to look at it another way, fish oil, or fish, salmon, so forth and so on, extremely important. That is also important to increase your telomeres. And vegetables, your asparaguses and your broccolis and your lettuces and so forth, which are foods which, again, are healthy. Think of it, this is pretty simple to understand. How do you increase your telomeres? By eating healthy. Try to get some exercise if you can, and you'll start feeling better right away. Stay off of all the things that you know are not good for yourself. You're going to have meat, good. Eat meat, but make sure that it is not filled with fat. It's inflammatory. A very lean meat would be important. Chicken, take the skin off the chicken. That's really important. All those things that make sense, really. I mean, if you really look at it. So it's not a deep science as far as how you can increase your telomeres length, and also increase your biological age and your healthy age. You don't want to be 80 and sick and not being able to function. You don't want to even be 40 and sick and not be able to function. You want to be able to enjoy life. And so if you increase the length of your telomeres, remember, shoelaces, all right, that will play an extremely important part in getting you to a much healthier stage in your life, so that your cells stay healthy, excuse me, so that they can transfer that growth and development and reproduction and so forth down the line, so to speak, to a healthier and happier civilization. Again, this is Dr. Ken Muich, the Fibromyalgia Wellness Center. Feel free to make any comments or give me calls, so forth. I can't thank the people enough for contacting me and asking me a number of questions, and I do get back to you, and so that's the most important thing. And I want to wish you right now a very healthy and happy week back in Arizona, where it's about 180 degrees and humid, and so I don't see very many people out unless they really have to be. Anyway, listen, take care. I will see you next week. Tell all your family and friends and everything that I'm here almost every Monday, unless I tell you otherwise, at 12:30 p.m., not a.m. in the morning, 12:30, right afternoon, in other words, for probably another 15 minutes of information as far as for fibromyalgia patients. But many times it crosses over into just general life, like today. I mean, how can you miss it, right? Eat healthy, get some exercise, enjoy life, and you'll be healthier. Thank you very, very much. Again, Dr. Ken Muich, Stetson Chiropractic Fibromyalgia Wellness Center. And don't forget, October 6th and 7th, we're going to have our seminar for training for doctors to help in the fibromyalgia protocol that we use. Thank you very, very much. And till next time, enjoy.